Hey everybody, how's it going? Zachary Hall here, Arkansas Storm Tracker, with another tornado warning. This is our first one of the day. It is 3:52 p.m. If you guys will give me just a second, I'm getting started here. The tornado warning is in southwest Arkansas, here in southern Miller and Lafayette County. We have two real nasty storms right now. We have a severe thunderstorm just south of Little Rock that's approaching Pine Bluff. It looks like a really, really nasty storm. It's got some large hail in it here southwest of Pine Bluff. I just want to touch on this before going to the tornado warning. If you live in Whitehall or Pine Bluff, you should expect large to possibly extremely large hail very soon. This is a very dangerous thunderstorm. It does not have a tornado warning on it. It's north of the warm front, so the tornado threat is extremely low to almost zero, but it is a very strong storm that could have large hail. So just want to give a heads up, Jefferson County. Our tornado warning, the reason why I'm live, is here in southwest Arkansas, coming out of northeast Texas and into Miller and Lafayette County, specifically for areas south of Fouke. I'll pull up my map here real quick. We can go over that. We did this literally the same area yesterday. We had a tornado that passed through this area yesterday in far southwest Arkansas. Same area and everything. The sirens are probably going off in Texarkana, which I don't know for sure if they're going off in Texarkana, but it's possible that they are going off in Texarkana right now. The polygon does not include you at this time, but it does include areas of 49 south of Fouke down to, it looks like it's Kiblah, Kiblah. So at the 49 and 160 interchange near Bright Star, you can see this is a dangerous storm, folks. The parameter space in this part of Arkansas today is more than supportive for rotating storms and supercells. So the circulation's right here. I mean, that is, it's plain as day. The circulation's right here. Still in Texas, but it's about to cross into southwest Arkansas here pretty soon. The tornado threat today is very limited across most of Arkansas outside of our southernmost counties. So it's fitting that, of course, we have a tornado warning in far southwest Arkansas. This is traveling northeast, so it's going to continue up to the northeast and impact areas in southern Miller County. There's only a very small section here of western Lafayette County that's included there west of Bradley. But yeah, this is unfortunate. Obviously we had tornadoes, like I said earlier, we had a few tornadoes in southwest Arkansas last night. But I want to go ahead and give off some names of some places just for reference purposes. If you live in, I think it's pronounced Ravenna or Ravana. If you live anywhere near the Nick Robinson Heating and Air Building, if you live near Union Grove Church of Christ, Anon Church, Evergreen Church, if you live in Kiblah, which is just north of the Louisiana border off of 49, Highway 71 runs right there along 49, and then it intersects with 160. There's the Dodge Ridge Methodist Church, Tri-State Fencing, and this goes all the way over 160, goes over to Bright Star. So if you live in any of the areas that we just talked about, you should be sheltered because there's a circulation headed your way from the southwest right here. The tornado warning per the National Weather Service, this is moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. So pretty quick. Obviously, folks, we know how this goes. I mean, these tornadoes, if they start forming and touch down, they don't have to stop at stoplights, stop signs. The cops can't pull them over. They're going to go as fast as they want. So you only have so much time to prepare with the circulation like this headed your way. I am working with Storm Chaser Connor Croft today. He is chasing in this area. I believe we're going to check his stream and see what his view is. We might pull that up and see what it looks like. I don't know if he's in this area for sure. No, it looks like Connor is nowhere near this area. He is in Mississippi, so we'll check back in on Connor later. I don't have any other chasers, I don't believe, that are working this area today. But just once again, just to kind of reset so everybody understands what's going on, we only have one severe thunderstorm in the state outside of what we're referencing here in southwest Arkansas, and that is the storm moving into Pine Bluff here. It is very possible that Pine Bluff is about to experience large hail. It's already storming in Pine Bluff now, but that is a nasty severe thunderstorm moving into Jefferson County, Whitehall, Pine Bluff, eventually Alzheimer, Wabasca, Sherrill. So want to give those folks a heads up. No tornado threat with that storm. That's well north of the warm front, so there's no tornado concerns. It's an elevated storm. But the storm in southwest Arkansas that does have a tornado warning obviously has a tornado concern. It's still south of the boundary here and more than conducive to produce tornadoes. So we got to take this very serious. Obviously, the circulation is still in Texas. I know I cover Arkansas weather, but our southernmost county, southwesternmost county, Miller County, is included in the warning. Thus the reason why I'm live. I'm going to check my social media real quick and see if I have any reports. Someone said, no offense, but I'm tired of seeing you go live. I heard that, felt that. I understand. I'm tired of being live for this stuff. It feels like I'm going to do it again tomorrow, maybe Saturday too. So, yeah, no problem, Hannah. So, just to kind of reset for you guys in southwest Arkansas who are concerned about this, Falk is not included in the polygon yet. I would say that if the circulation persists, you will eventually. Texarkana is not included. Garland's not included. Texarkana obviously is a very populated area in this part of our state. So if the sirens are going off in Texarkana, I want you to understand that the circulation is here. Okay, Texarkana is up here. The circulation's way down here. It does not include you yet. I'm not saying that it can't or there won't be any problems in the future, but for now, the tornado warning polygon per the National Weather Service in Shreveport only includes sections of southern Miller County and far western Lafayette County as of 4 p.m. It's moving to the northeast. So this is the only tornado warning in Arkansas right now. I'm going to zoom out. We can look at the reflectivity together. We have some other stuff that has attempted to develop today. We'll have to watch the storm developing now near Monticello. That's kind of on the fringe of the boundary. The boundary is kind of draped here in southern Arkansas. When this one formed, I figured it would probably start producing tornado warnings given its position in relation to the boundary. And the storm that's near Pine Bluff that's moving into Jefferson County is a severe thunderstorm. Earlier, when it was near Bearden, I had a feeling that one was going to cause some problems too. And luckily, it just outran the boundary and went into stable surface air, thus eliminating the tornado. The tornado threat today is literally limited to pretty much like this. This isn't exact, but like our southernmost counties really. Once these storms, if they go north of the boundary and they don't latch and stay, there's little to no tornado risk whatsoever. Just a large hail threat. We've had some pretty big hail today. We'll look at the correlation coefficient and see if there's any debris being picked up or anything like that. It's tough to say. It doesn't look like it. Like I said earlier, this is moving northeast at 45 miles an hour, so it's moving pretty quick. We should have a pretty good handle on this soon as it moves into Miller County, which is in far southwest Arkansas, here south of Texarkana. It's not going to take long for us to figure out what this is doing. Trying to see if I have any reports on Twitter or Facebook with this storm. I don't have any. The tornado parameters, like looking at NATO cast, I love looking at NATO cast on days like today. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. It's a lot of computer generation when it comes to the tornado threat, and I don't know the exact science behind the models that generate this output, but it does generally a pretty good job. This is what NATOcast is suggesting right now. This hatched region here in far southern Arkansas, southeast Arkansas, is where it is suggesting. That's the latest update from it. So as you can see, a large part of the state, pretty much north of the hatched region, there is no tornado risk today. So when we look at radar, obviously these storms up here by Pine Bluff and whatnot, that storm is moving north, should be moving well north of the boundary, so there's not really a tornado risk with it. We've had some large hail reports as far west as Polk County and Mena. Very large hail. We've had large hail reports near Fort Smith. We've had large hail reports near Russellville. So the storms north of the boundary in central Arkansas, west central Arkansas, that's why there was an enhanced risk of severe weather today due to the hail potential. But the tornado concerns should be limited to this part of the state. And that's what we have going right now. So if you're sitting in Jonesboro, Little Rock, Fort Smith, Russellville, or even northern Arkansas concerned about tornadoes, today's not the day for you to be concerned about tornadoes. Tomorrow's a different story. But today, southern Arkansas really gets the brunt of the tornado concerns. So hopefully that can settle some fears or some concern or anxieties after what we dealt with yesterday. Texarkana, it's storming in Texarkana, but the tornado warning is to your south, and the circulation's pretty strong. The circulation's here. Okay, I don't know if we have anything specific on the ground. I don't have any reports of something being on the ground, and looking at the debris tracker, well, that's hard to say. I don't like calling something on the ground without having proof. Sometimes it can be a little bit muddy on this correlation coefficient. That does overlap the circulation, though. It wouldn't shock me if this storm is attempting to produce a tornado right now. It is 4:05 p.m. The tornado warning is for southern Miller County and far southwest Arkansas, right at the borders of Louisiana and Texas. This is in the Arklatex region. I'm going to switch back over to reflectivity here real quick. If you live, we can go back over some of those communities. I want to make sure that people understand what's headed their way. So if you live in southern Miller County, specifically in areas south of Fouke, if that's how you say it, if you live near the 49 and 71 and 160 interchange, you should be sheltered. If you live near Bright Star, the community of Bright Star, you should be sheltered. If you live southeast of Bloomberg, Texas, along the Arkansas border, you should be sheltered. If you live near Evergreen Church, Nick Robinson Heating and Air, Union Grove Church of Christ, Enon Church, looks like Miller County 5 expands well west to east in this area off 167 and Highway 31, or County Road 31, that is. There's a community called Kiblah, Kiblah, if you live west of there, off of 49, up towards the Union Grove Church of Christ. If you live anywhere near West Fort Kelly Bayou, you should be sheltered. There's a tornado possibly headed right for you. The circulation itself is about to cross into Arkansas soon. The Arkansas border obviously is right here. And our circulation is right here. So it'll be moving into town soon. Oh, sorry. I do want to touch on the Jefferson County storm while I'm zooming out here. We can go right back to the tornado warning storm in just a moment. It does look like the hail core went down a little bit on this. Earlier, the hail core was quite large. You might be able to see here, yeah, right there, as it moved into Pine Bluff. Not to say that it's not producing or didn't produce any hail in Jefferson County, southern Jefferson County, but it doesn't look as large as it once did. But still a really intense storm moving into Pine Bluff, Whitehall, Altimer, Wabasca, and Sherrill. So a large part of Jefferson County being impacted by that storm. There is no tornado threat with that storm. There's no tornado threat with this storms in Hot Springs Village. They're west of Little Rock. And there's no tornado threat with the Mount Ida and Norman storms either. But there could be some hail, large hail at times. The only tornado threat in the state of Arkansas right now is the storm moving into Miller County, which is in far southwest Arkansas, just south of Texarkana. Doesn't look as organized as it did 15 minutes ago. Beverly said, I sent you a couple of pictures from Pine Bluff. Okay. Thank you, Beverly. I see those hailstones there. Folks, if you have questions about tomorrow, I would encourage you to go to my Facebook page or my Twitter. I have a lot of updates about tomorrow. I have a post specific to the tornado potential tomorrow, which is quite high in central and western southwest Arkansas. So obviously right now I'd like to cover this and focus on this. Maybe we can talk about Friday a little bit more later, but yeah, circulation just doesn't look as impressive as it did earlier. It looks like they've cut the warning polygon down a little bit. Still talking far western sections of Lafayette County, so west of Bradley here. And then, of course, southwestern Miller County. Yeah, I'm trying. I told my wife earlier I'd like to take a nap today at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'll get some good sleep tonight. I don't think the tornado risk tonight is going to be like an all-night thing. So I should get a chance to get some sleep. If there was a tornado with this storm, folks, it's going to be right here. It's about to cross into Arkansas. Here's the Arkansas border right there. So if you live southeast of Bloomberg, if you live west of Kibla off 49 and 71, they're in far southwestern sections of Miller County. There's a circulation headed into town soon, moving northeast around 45 miles an hour, probably 45 to 50. Move pretty quick. The storms yesterday were moving quick as well. I fear this won't be our only storm of the day that does produce a tornado warning. Any storms, folks, that form down here in Louisiana or northeast Texas and move into southern Arkansas could produce tornado warnings for us. Let's check on this storm near Monticello. Yeah, no. That's moving north pretty quick, too. It's one of those things where we need storms to form like near Smackover and north, and like let those storms move north away from the warm front, because if they move away from the warm front and head off into central Arkansas, eastern Arkansas, there is no tornado risk today. Whereas in this storm formed south of the front here on the fringe, really, there in northeastern Texas, and is now interacting with said front, and that's why we have the circulation and the tornado warning. Hopefully this thing will kind of just fizzle and eventually move north, and we won't have to mess with it, but there's still a little bit of a circulation there. For those of you who are just now joining, we have a tornado warning in southwest Arkansas, specifically Miller County. You can see the circulation whenever I loop the velocity scan there. Let me move the camera over just a little bit so you can see. The circulation is right here, right there. Was a little more impressive a few scans ago when it was still in, still technically in Texas, but whenever it was well into that Texas county there, I don't know what county that is in Texas, but it is now approaching the Arkansas border there, northwest of Odessa, Louisiana, and Bloomberg, Texas. I'm curious to see what the National Weather Service does with this. If they give this, how much more time we've got on this warning. We've got 17 minutes left on this warning. So I'm curious to see if they just kind of let it expire. If you're in Falk, if you live in northern sections of Miller County, you're getting the forward flank of the storm, which is where a lot of the heavier rain, there could be some hail. The warning states that there is 1 inch hail in this. So if you live in this area here, you're getting the full force of the storm before the circulation even gets to you. So I would encourage you, if you're in, anywhere in southern Miller County or central sections of Miller County, there's really no reason to be standing outside trying to see. You're probably not going to be able to see that if there was a tornado. You probably wouldn't be able to see it the way the storm is orientated from southwest to northeast. Rebecca, how big is that hail in Pencil Bluff? Wind is insane in Pine Bluff. Yeah, that storm moving into Jefferson County is legit. That's a strong storm. No tornado threat, but sounds like somebody's mowing outside of my house, but it's been raining all day, so I don't know what they would be mowing. I didn't know something else was happening today either. You should follow me, Pinky. Follow me on Facebook and stuff, or Twitter if you use that. So, April, if you're having trouble with seeing me on Facebook, if you turn your phone to the side, it should be better. But I understand if you want to, YouTube is great too. You can cast me to your TV on YouTube if you have a smart TV, or YouTube might just be more user friendly to watch on. Brianna's asking about Hope. This is still a pretty good ways away from Hope. This is well to the southwest, so it did produce hail, had quarter-size hail on the outskirts of Pine Bluff. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we have severe weather risk tomorrow too, so Friday. No, nothing. Not really expecting a whole lot in Hardy today. That's way north Arkansas. Maybe some large hail, but not tornadoes or anything. No concern in Lincoln today. Let's take a look at our circulation again here. There's still a little something there. It's officially in Arkansas now. The circulation, I'm going to zoom way in. I know it looks like a bunch of bucket of spilled paint, but what's left of our circulation is moving across the Arkansas state line in far southwest Miller County, so just southeast of Bloomberg, Texas. There's not a lot in southwest Miller County as far as populace. I'm not saying that nobody lives here, but there's not like a huge population center, so hopefully it's not messing with anybody here. No, Gerald. I mean, the storms could eventually move into Jonesboro later, but there's no tornado risk tonight in Jonesboro. The only part of the state with the tornado risk today is the southern section. The southern, basically the bottom 2 to 3 rows of counties at best. I can show you guys, I posted on my Facebook earlier, the tornado watch and severe thunderstorm watch is right here. Sponsored by Arkansas Storm Shelters. I don't know how good you guys can see that. But southern sections of Arkansas under a tornado watch. The purple counties are severe thunderstorm watch counties. And that goes well up into north central Arkansas, western Arkansas, central Arkansas. And if your county's not shaded, you just don't have anything right now. So you can rest easy about tornado concerns unless you live in this far southern Arkansas. So if you live in Camden, Magnolia, El Dorado, Crossett, Dermott, Monticello, that part of the state, that's a different story. So it looks like the National Weather Service is issuing a downstream severe thunderstorm warning that goes almost to Hope. It does include Stamps. It does include Falk, Garland, and so on. I kind of wonder if they're just going to let the tornado warning. There's just not a whole lot there, guys, compared to the circulation that was there earlier. There's not a whole lot there. It kind of makes me wonder if they're going to let the circulation itself, let that warning expire, have a downstream severe thunderstorm warning and call it good for this storm. Hopefully that is the case. Hello, Marissa. What about Pine Bluff? Storming like crazy in Pine Bluff earlier. But there's no tornado threat in Pine Bluff right now. Do you believe Tornado Alley has shifted over the years? No, not really. I feel like there's 3 distinct alleys. There's traditional Tornado Alley in the Plains and Great Plains, Midwest, and then I think you have Dixie Alley in southeast portions of the country, and all of them are active at times, more so than others. It's just my personal opinion. Some would disagree with me. I feel like the shifting thing is used politically, and it's really gross. Just not a fan of it. Arkansas has really busy years, see this year, but we have really slow years too. The Plains have really busy years. They have really slow years too. So, is Texarkana good once the cell passes through? Cassidy, unfortunately, we might have to watch for some more development through the afternoon and evening hours, so I can't really give you an all clear after this one specific storm goes through. But as far as this storm goes, I think you're going to be okay. This is going to move to your east and southeast. Nancy says, what are your thoughts for DeWitt tomorrow? Well, right now, the worst severe weather risk looks like it's in western Arkansas. Little Rock and west. So if you're in DeWitt, the tornado risk isn't as high tomorrow. So I'm going to zoom away from the tornado warning for just 1 second. I think we're safe down there for the moment. And I want to look at central Arkansas and kind of show you guys what we're dealing with across the state. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Maybe it'll make it a little bit easier to see. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson County. So Pine Bluff, Whitehall, that's moving off to the east-northeast towards Stuttgart and sections of Arkansas County. And that one's pretty noisy, has produced hail. There's no tornado threat with that. If you're in Little Rock, you've got a lot of storms to your west, a lot of heavy rainfall, lightning, perhaps hail at times. And we also have stronger storms off to the west as you move towards Waldron and Mena. Those storms kind of sandwiched between Hot Springs and Mena. There was some very large hail with the storm that moved through Mena earlier. We had some large hail near Fort Smith earlier in Lavaca and in Hackett. And we had large hail reports earlier near Russellville too. So we've had pretty good verification on the large hail reports. It looks like we've got some storms here in North Arkansas too that are tracking up that could have some large hail. But the only tornado warning in Arkansas as of 4:20 p.m. is the Miller County storm and Lafayette County storm. Curious to see, I wonder if this storm is maybe going through a cycle or if it's just struggling. They did not do a downstream tornado warning, so they didn't continue it into more of Miller County and into other parts of Lafayette County. We'll see if they do that. But they did issue the downstream severe thunderstorm warning that goes all the way up to Fulton, McNabb, Patmos, Stamps, Garland. I'll read you the text on that so you guys know. It does not include Hope yet, or Washington, Oak Haven, or Perrytown, but it could soon. The National Weather Service said that a severe thunderstorm was located near Genoa, or 7 miles southeast of Texarkana. It's moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. The hazards are 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-size hail. And that goes until 5 p.m. The tornado concern for this storm is down here, still southwest of Fouke. How do y'all say that? Is it Fouke? Is that it? F-O-U-K-E? Somebody correct me in the comments. Jeremy, the reason that the tornado risk is low in central Arkansas is the warm front is way south. The storm fuel, the surface space instability that you need for tornadoes is shoved way south into southern Arkansas. I'm saying it right. Thank you guys. Okay, good. Just making sure I'm not saying it wrong. Hey, I've learned a lot of Palestine, Gamaliel, all kinds of stuff. Do you not chase storms anymore? Well, I do. I do like to chase still, but it has to be outside of Arkansas, like in Kansas or something. I'm more so just a weatherman these days than a storm chaser. So if we have severe weather in Arkansas, I'm here in the office covering it this way. This is how I prefer to do it from now on. I made the decision after last spring that this spring would be my first full spring of doing this. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Austin, there is a risk for hail in Little Rock. We've had some large hail reports today. It's impossible to say specifics on if you're going to get big hail or not, but there is a potential. Some of the hail near Polk County and Mena was pretty large earlier today. We've had some marble-sized reports near Russellville, Hackett, Lavaca. I think somebody said Alma too. So this is moving off to the northeast. This is the only tornado warning in the States. For those of you who might not be familiar, this is down by Texarkana. And our tornado warning has 6 minutes on it. I think the National Weather Service is going to let this expire. At least I hope they do. And if they don't, we'll keep covering it. But the warning itself is in southern Miller County, there southwest of Fouke. It does not include Garland or Texarkana, Bradley, or Stamps. Thank you, Courtney. I'm just saying, a lot of people knew me initially. That's kind of how I got a name or a start in the weather world, was storm chasing. So I just don't do it as much anymore. This is I call this my dad job. This is my dad job now. So you might be hearing the sirens in Miller County and not be in the tornado warning because of county-based sirens. So, but the only tornado concerns for the time being is here southwest of Fouke. Not in Texarkana. Just down here. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. Make sure that those, yeah. So. Yep, no problem. You guys should be good. My Texarkana people, you should be good on this one. I'll let you know if that changes, but for now, I think it's going to go south of you. We literally did this yesterday. I had a storm yesterday, and then I think a couple of days ago, wasn't it? Or I don't know. But yesterday, we had a storm that traveled the same area, maybe a little bit further south into Columbia County, Lafayette County, and then eventually up into Ouachita County near Camden. A lot of folks asking about areas of central Arkansas, probably because it's storming like crazy right now. Folks, this activity up here is non-tornadic. There could be large hail, strong winds at times. There's a lot of rain. It's rained a bunch at my house today. But large hail is the main concern across a large part of the state. And we've got new developing storms here near Dumas. That could have large hail here north of Monticello. This is near Star City between Gold and Grady. It's headed northeast towards Gold and Grady. So there could be large hail with that. The tornado risk with this one, this is kind of cutting it close. I think as it continues to move north, though, that tornado risk will go down substantially. If you live in areas of like Benton, if you live in Traskwood, Haskell, Salem, not Fulton County, Salem, Saline County, Salem, Bigelow, all the way up to Menifee, soon to be Conway, it is storming like crazy, but I promise that the tornado risk up there is very low to almost zero. Just really a strong wind or hail concern. I will definitely be live tomorrow. It looks like we could have a tornado outbreak tomorrow. So definitely probably going to be live tomorrow, unfortunately, for a large part of the afternoon and evening. If you're in El Dorado and you got a baseball game at 5:30, that's about an hour from now. You're okay for the time being. But if we have more storms formed to your south, you need to keep a close eye because there is a tornado risk with that. Yeah, it's storming in Benton right now for sure. Hope you're good for the moment. You do have a severe thunderstorm just to your southwest that will be moving close to your location within the next 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So no tornado warnings or anything in hope, though, for the time being. Ward is good tonight. Yep. It might storm, but there's no tornado risk. Bald Knob, thank you. Yep. Mark Tree, you're good to go in Mark Tree tonight. Might get some large hail. I think the greatest concern as far as tornadoes should be south of Mark Tree tonight. If you're in Hope or Arkadelphia, yeah, you've got storms to your southwest here, but no immediate concerns. Hope, I think you could argue there is an immediate concern because you have severe thunderstorm to your southwest, but Arkadelphia still well to your southwest. I do want to talk about these storms right here real quick because these are both just mean storms. 1 second and get my radar to load. We just had a real nasty storm move through Pine Bluff, Jefferson County in general. It's up all-time